Hello everyone, it's Epi from Lyre Script. In this video I'm going to present to you in full a new script, which is Lyre Garage Creator. It's a new track-complete garage system for FiveM that allows you to manage absolutely all aspects of garages on your server, like public garages, job garages, gang garages, and of course impounds. And the best point of the script is that you can manage all your garages directly in-game and live without ever needing to restart the script. The video will be quite long because the script is really massive in terms of features. I've chaptered everything so you can easily navigate to the parts of the video that really interest you. So for example, if you just want to see how the impound system works, you can directly go to the corresponding chapter. Alright, so let's dive straight in with the presentation. So let's start with public garages. It's the foundation of the system. Public garages allow players to store and retrieve their personal vehicles. The system supports 4 distinct vehicle types: cars and motorcycles, boats, helicopters, and even planes. For each type, there are dedicated garages with specific locations. So to use the garage, you have at each location of garages a garage attendant. It's an NPC. You can just go and interact with this NPC. By default, the script uses the marker interact system, so it's like you have to press a key to open the menu. But if you use another interact system like a targeting system like aux target or QB target, you just have to switch in the configuration and it will work great. When interacting with the NPC, a menu will show up on your screen. On the menu you can see on the left side a list of all the vehicles that you own, and when you select a vehicle from the list, at the right side of the menu there is some information about this vehicle and an image of the vehicle. For the informations there is the vehicle name, which is customizable, but we will talk about it later. We can also see the license plate, the current location of the vehicle health. There is also the fuel level or electricity level, depending if the vehicle is a fuel vehicle or an electric vehicle. And you can also see the upgrade levels like engine, brakes, transmission, and turbo. Everything is saved: body damage, engine damage, modifications, colors, extras, and liveries. So when a player takes out their vehicle, they find it exactly in the state where they previously stored it. In the garage menu, there is also a search bar tool. It's very particularly convenient if you have many vehicles. You can just search by the vehicle name or vehicle plate. So when you found the vehicle you want to use, you just have to press this button, and now the vehicle is marked as out. So now we just have to close the garage window and we can see in who vehicle has spawned. If you don't want this white outline and white marker on the roof of the vehicle, you can just disable this functionality in the script configuration. It's totally optional. A super important feature is the unique garage system. When this option is enabled in the configuration, players can only retrieve their vehicles in the garage where they stored them. It really adds realism and prevents players from teleporting their vehicles from one end of the map to the other end of the map. However, we also thought about flexibility. If you enable unique garages, then players can transfer their vehicles between garages. So the player just have to press on this button that shows up another menu on the screen. On the new menu that showed up, the player just have to select from the drop-down menu here the garage where he wants to send his selected vehicle. He has also to select a payment method because the transfer vehicle has some fees to pay. Fees are configurable in the script configuration. After that, he have to just validate the transfer and he can move their vehicle to another garage. For example, if someone parked their car in Sandy Shores but finds themselves in Los Santos, they can transfer their vehicle parked in Sandy Shores by paying the rate indicated in the script configuration to be able to take it out directly from where they are located. Obviously, this unique garage system is totally optional. You can totally disable it if you don't want to use this system. So if you don't use the unique garage system, all players will be able to take out their vehicles from every garage on the map. In the garage menu, players have the ability to rename their vehicles. Players just have to click on the button on the right side of the actual vehicle name. A new window will show on the screen. The player have to write the new vehicle name and just click on the validate button. So now I will show you the job and gang garages system. So everything I'm going to say during this part will be valid for both job garages but also for gang garages. Job and gang garages have two completely different operating modes according to your needs. The first mode, which is very similar to public garages, is the owned garage mode. In this mode, job vehicles are stored permanently in the database. Employees can take out job vehicles, use them and store them. Everything is persistent, so if someone modifies the vehicles, damage it, the modifications and damages remain. It's really like a personal vehicle, but for the job or for the gang. The second way to use the job or gang garages is by using the spawn garage mode. It's the mode where vehicles are temporary. When an employee spawns a vehicle, it appears brand new with the configurations you've defined. When they store it, the vehicle is just deleted. So vehicles are not saved in the database, and it's a more simplistic vehicle management for businesses and gang. So because the vehicles in this mode are not saved in the database, if an employee broke a vehicle, damage it, or just modify it by changing the color, the upgrades, all his change will not be saved when he parked the vehicle in the garage. It's just a spawn vehicle and the vehicle deletion. For each vehicle you can define a minimum required rank. So for example, only the police captain can spawn armored vehicles. So for the rank system, when you create a garage you have to define a manager rank. So managers have special permissions like renaming job vehicles and choosing which company rank have access which vehicle. For every garages, public garages, job garages and gang garages, you can authorize or not the customization of vehicles in each garage. It's very convenient for job garages. So if you authorize this, players can modify liveries, extras directly in the garage. You can choose for each garage to authorize only the livery choice, only the extra choice, both, or just nothing at all. Okay, so let's talk about the impound command. So it's really detailed. Police officers or other authorized jobs can use the /impound command to impound a nearby vehicle. In the menu that opens, the police officer or person having the authorized job sees a menu on their screen that opens that allows them to choose the impound terms. The police officer chooses which impound to send the vehicle to. There is also a custom impound field. If you enable this option in the configuration, the police officer can define a custom amount to retrieve the vehicle. Otherwise, it's the default amount of the impound that applies. So the recovery conditions, if you enable this option, the police officer can choose if the vehicle owner has a right to retrieve his vehicle autonomously or not. So if the owner doesn't have the right to retrieve his vehicle alone, he must call a police officer to unlock the vehicle from the impound. Another option that you can disable if you don't want it is the minimum recovery delay. So if you enable this option, the police officer can choose in minutes, hours or days the time before the vehicle can be retrieved. This option is very great for RP sanctions and adding stakes to impounding. The police officer can write a reason up to 100 characters. This reason displays in the interface when the player goes to retrieve their vehicle. For example, illegal parking, excessive speed. This option is also disableable. So when the player has a vehicle that has been impounded, he can see in any garage that the vehicle is impounded and he can't take out the vehicle, but instead of the take out vehicle button, there is a locate impound button. So when he clicks on the locate impound button, he just have on the map a point to just go with the GPS to the impound where his vehicle is. When you go to an impound location, you can, like any garage, interact with the NPC. A menu will open on your screen and you can see all the vehicles that you have and that are impounded. So you can see the recovery condition, the impound reason if there is one, and you can just retrieve the impounded vehicles by paying the fees. For authorized jobs and server moderators, there is a command that is /unlockiv that allows you to unlock a vehicle that is impounded with restrictions. So for example, if a vehicle was impounded with the option prohibiting the owner from taking out the vehicle autonomously, a police officer or moderator can use /unlockiv to remove these restrictions. Okay, so there is really the features that make this script unique. Everything is done in-game. You never need to touch the code or configuration to create or modify garage. All garages are stored in the database and automatically loaded at server startup. So admin use /garage management command to open the management interface. This interface lists all existing garages on the server, public garages, job garages, gang garages, and impounds. You have in the menu a search bar to filter garages, buttons to create new garages, and for each garage, edit, delete, and teleport buttons. When you start creating a new garage, a multi-step setup system starts. It's super intuitive and guides step by step. So you have to define the garage name, vehicle type, car, boat, helicopter or plane, and you have some Blips settings like the blip sort order and the visibility of the blip. If you launch the creation of a job or gang garage, you have these additional options as job or gang name, the manager rank. This is for special permissions that we told before, like setting the rank required for vehicles, renaming vehicles, have the garage type, so the owned garage mode or spawn garage mode. You have also to configure the PED model. You can enter the PED model name. The system validates in real time that the model exists. You can also enter nothing, then the script will use the default PED model. You can also define the custom NPC name. This is optional. This allows you to give an RP name to the NPC that will display above their head. By default it takes the garage name, but you can freely change it. After that you enter the NPC placement step. This is where it gets really cool. You enter an interactive placement mode and you can see a preview pad appears in real time at the aimed location. You can also see instructional button display at the bottom of the screen, and when you have placed the NPC as you want, you can just validate. For the placement of vehicle spawn locations is the same. An interactive mode starts. You place the location where vehicles will spawn when players take them out. And when you have finished to place all the vehicles you want, you can just go to the next step. For the placement of the zone to park your vehicle is the same system. It's interactive to place the location where players will store their vehicles. Generally, we place it not too far from the NPC. There is a step to configure the capacity of the garage. You can just leave it empty if you want infinite capacity. If you configure a job or gang garage and you've defined the garage type as spawn garage mode, these additional steps appears. In this step you can add as many vehicles as you want. So if I add a new vehicle, I have a full interface that opens on my screen. I have to fill all these informations. So the model name of the vehicle, I have a list of all vehicle models that are available in GTA 5, and obviously it shows also the model vehicles that I've installed on my server. I have to put a display name of the vehicle that will be shown on the menu. I can, if I want, I can set up some colors for the vehicle. This is very useful for gang garages. The ballast vehicles are purple. When you have selected the model of the vehicle, you can see the available liveries and available extras for the selected vehicles, so you can enable or disable some extras by default. You can also put a custom plate. If you don't put a custom plate, it will use a random plate number. And I think the two most important things is the maximum simultaneous spawns. This is how many vehicles can be spawned at the same time for the job, and the minimum required rank for the job. In this next step, you can authorize unknown players to autonomously modify their livery and extras of their vehicles. The final step of the garage creation is just a summary and validation step. You see all your settings that you have defined, and you can just create the garage by clicking the validate button. If you want to modify your garage or impound in real time, it's also possible. From the management interface, you click on the edit button once you've selected the garage from the list. You can, in this edit menu, modify absolutely all the parameters you had previously defined during the garage creation. All changes are saved in real time in the database. You don't need to restart the script or the server. You can easily delete a garage with the delete button. A confirmation is then requested, and then it deletes the garage from the database, removes NPC, removes the blips, everything. All this live without any necessary restart. From the management menu, you can also easily teleport to different garages using the appropriate button. This is super convenient for admins when the garage list is large. The script has numerous commands, allowing your server administrators to manage your players, companies, and gangs' vehicles. Note that all commands are configurable in a more advanced way in the config.lyre file. You can change the people having access to each of the commands, as well as the command names. To start, you have the /dbgivevehicle command. This command allows giving a vehicle. When you execute it, a window appears. You can then choose the vehicle model from the list. The list contains all the vehicles in the GTA 5 game and also the modded vehicles that you have installed on your server. You can also choose the custom license plate and the recipient. You can choose as recipient both a player, a job, or a gang. The second useful command is the /dbdeletevehicle command, which allows permanently deleting a vehicle from the database. To use the command, you add as command argument either a connected player's ID or a job name, gang, or complete identifier of this connected player. Once the menu is open, you can see all vehicles owned by the person, the job, or gang targeted by your command. And you can select a vehicle to delete and delete it very simply. The /dbchangeplate command allows modifying a vehicle's license plate. So when executing the command, a menu shows on your screen and you just have to enter a current vehicle plate. Then the system verifies that it exists and displays the vehicle information. After that, you enter the desired new plate. The system verifies that the new plate is not already used, and then you can validate and change the vehicle plate. Note that if you use the command while you are in a vehicle, the menu opens directly with the license plate of the vehicle you're in already pre-filled in the menu. And obviously there is the /garage management command, but we already detailed it in a previous chapter of the video. Okay, so now I will show you these very interesting features that allows players to give from the garage interface their vehicles to other players, to their company, or to their gang. In any garage menu, players can use the transfer to another player button. By clicking this button, a new menu will open on the screen. In this new menu, the player must specify if he wants to give the vehicle to another player, or if he wants to give the vehicle to his society or to his gang. If you want to give your vehicle to another player, you have to specify an ID of an online player on the server. So when you validate the transfer of the vehicle, you are no longer the owner of the vehicle, and this is the selected player or job or gang that is now the owner of the vehicle. The garage script provides export to use in property scripts, like housing script. This is very useful to integrate garages for property. There is different available functions in export, like open property garage with a property ID and store vehicle to property, that allows storing a vehicle to a property. In this chapter, we're going to see in more detail some more technical functionings. By default, all scripts officially support the most known frameworks, namely ESX, QBCore, and QBox. So if your server runs on ESX, QBCore, or QBox, then you have no stress. The script will detect and automatically launch the script with the right framework. Concerning interact method, by default the script uses basic GTA5 markers to manage interactions. However, the script also natively supports aux target and QB target, so don't worry if you use them, we support them. So with all of that, you can easily greatly customize the script concerning interaction systems. Another big technical point is that with our script you can choose if the vehicle spawn on client side or on server side. We leave this possibility to choose because we know that some server owners like having the freedom to choose. About key systems support, the script automatically supports over 20 different key systems, like the most famous, like Tiger keys, QS vehicle keys, Wasabi car lock, XT lock system, TY vehicle keys, MK vehicle keys, and a lot of other key systems. And if ever the key script you use is not configured, you can always easily add it yourself or just ask us to add it in the default configuration. Same as the key systems, the script also automatically supports a lot of fuel systems, like the most famous fuel systems like Legacy Fuel, SNA Fuel, PS Fuel, LG Fuel, QB Fuel, TY Fuel, CDN Fuel, Renew Fuel, and a lot of other fuel systems. The fuel level is saved and restored regardless of your fuel system. And in the same way, if you use a system that is not configured by default, you can always freely modify this part of the code. And of course, if you need help to configure your own fuel system, we can help you. Regarding blips, you can choose for each garage via the in-game configuration if the blip will be displayed or not. Small point also on the fact that you are totally free to change the blips visual in the advanced config.lyre file. It is very convenient if you want to change the color of certain blips, the size, and all others aspects of the blips visual. By the way, the script has a super detailed log system via Discord webhooks. You can configure different webhooks for each type of action performed. Thanks to this, you receive each action done by a player directly on your Discord server, for example, in a private channel for the moderators of your server. Just before concluding this presentation video, I would also like to talk to you quickly about the custom options feature. This feature is really to use if you know what you're doing. It's mainly a freedom-only view to easily add additional buttons in your garages. Thanks to this configuration, you can add additional buttons in the garage menu, which allows you to do various additional actions according to your imagination. If you want to buy the script, make sure have a check on our official website, which is lyre.tbex.io. Thank you for watching this presentation video and see you next time!